Welcome to another edition of Interruptions. I'm your host, Oda Smith. Also, in conjunction, I just had a little brother of mine, homeboy of mine, passed away. So I want to still shout out his brand, Rap Life, Sahara Brenton. Rap Life stands for Rise Above Poverty. But we have a special guest today. This man here has been busy. He's had music cuts like "If You Get Drunk Tonight," "Please Don't Judge Me," "Sugar Shack," "Fantastic," "Let's Straighten It Out," "Toot It Up," "I Need a Drink," "Blues and Barbecue." I'm talking no other than the outgoing, can't be duplicated. So don't even try it. I'm talking the B, the I, the G, the R, the O, double B, Bigg Robb. What's going on, baby?
Capital OTIS. The S is in there because it stands for Otis. You got to have that S in there.
What's up, my brother? The Otizza.
Yeah, the Otizza. Otizza's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and much love and respect. Our condolences to the family. You know, your homeboy. And you said the RAP stands for what? He was saying it stood for what?
Rise Above Poverty.
Rise Above Poverty. Yeah, man, that's a major scenario that we all have to keep focused on and trying to do, right?
Yeah, he passed, found out Monday. He passed Monday morning. I had just spoke with him. So I had spoke with his wife and I said, if you would permit me, you know, because it's his brand, the family brand, I said, every interview I do the rest of this year out from now on, I want to make sure I keep his brand name out. And of course, you was the next interview up on deck. So I just want to make sure I shout it out and keep that brand alive. Man, he was in his 30s. He was in his 30s, man.
Hey, man. Well, you know, man, the scripture teaches us to be absence in the presence is the absence of the body to be in the presence of the Lord. So, may his family find some peace and some comforting, you know, in the future, man. And yes, sir. We all have sit on that front row. I got to go do that in the morning. So yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Something. Oh, yeah, it's something. Yeah. It's my old pastor. Pastor I grew up with recently passed this year, and he used to say, he you know, at every funeral he used to say, we all got to come this way. Like ain't nobody, we all come in this way. Ain't nobody gonna escape that.
Yeah, so, yes, sir. And you know, and I heard a wise man say this. This wise man was leaving the store, Otis. And he came out the store, had a brown bag in his hand.
Okay.
He took a bottle of MD 2020 out, but it wasn't a big bottle.
Not the mad dog.
Listen. It was not the fifth. It was not the pint. It's what we call in the hood the short. Okay.
The look.
The shorty. Well, you know, not that little bitty trial size they give you on the plate. Everybody, folks out there that's our age, they know what a shorty is. But anyway, he had that. He took it, turned it up, said he was taking it to the head. After he got done, he said, and I remember this quote, Otis. And then we're going to start the interview. He said, just remember something, fat boy, because I was chubby. I'm sitting there eating a candy bar. he said, just remember, fat boy. I said, what? He said, it's better to be seen than to be viewed.
Wise words. Wise words.
Come on, man. Let's talk about some Bigg Robb music, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what we're finna get into right now. My first question for you, do you enjoy, because the thing about Bigg Robb, Bigg Robb made grown folk music. So
yes, sir.
Do you enjoy making grown folks music? Like listening to your music, you don't try to do anything that young folk do.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the young folks are doing us. You know, I mean, the young folks are doing us. So if they got 808s in their music, you know, the 808 is a drum machine that, you know, came out in 1980. So that's the same drum machine that the Isley Brothers made Between the Sheets with it. And that's the same 808 drum sound, is the same sound as at the top of Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? So Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and then later on Luke Skywalker and them, they the one, you know, our generation is a generation where we learned, we used to didn't have bass in the car, right?
Yep.
We didn't have bass, you know, and then remember when, you know, when they start coming out with that Miami songs and all that with their woo. So whatever it is that they're doing, and I love our young folks, but hey man, it's just a carbon copy. Everything that's old is new again. So yeah, I just try to be authentic, and I try to make music for folks out there that remember some of the back in the day. I mean, I don't just go back to 1979 and stay there because,
right. Yeah.
I'm not going to be walking around with platforms in a Jerry curl all day, but you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I do enjoy making music, man. And I just, I found, all jokes aside, I found that once you find your purpose, brother, in life, my purpose is to make people feel good and try to constantly say something, create and inspire people. Once you find your purpose, man, life just works better if you do two things. One, follow the rules. So when that light turned red at the end of the street, man, go on and stop. You know what I mean? Go on and stop, because you're taking a hell of a chance with your life and others people's lives when you go through, you run that light. So life works better if you follow the rules, and life definitely works better if you try to be true to yourself. So, I read a book by a guy named Dr. Miles Monroe.
Oh, that was my dude. That was my dude.
Oh, man. I'm not gonna tell the whole story in here, but I can just tell you, a good friend of mine gave me the book. Okay. And I read it, and the book was called In Pursuit of Purpose. Okay. And the gist of it was, it said you can't ask a thing what its purpose is. You have to find out, talk to the creator. So God created us. So you go to your secret place and you ask God, what is it you got me here to do today? You know what I mean? I know I'm sitting here with hot sauce in my refrigerator and I'm eating catfish, and what you got me here doing? You know what I mean? And once you find out, and he'll give you an answer. And once you find out what it is you do, man, if you go stand on what that is that you're doing, if the scripture say stand where you call. So even if you're a trash man, be happy about being a trash man. Go be the best trash man on that route. Ain't no sense in being mad about it. You know what I mean? Just be the best you can. So my job is to make music, entertain, make people feel good. And I accept that assignment. It's a lot of work, especially when you're an independent artist like myself and you work for yourself. So it's a lot of work, man. Like that picture you got behind us, that picture is me standing up in front of a building, and on the side of the building, the Zap logo is painted on the side there. Okay. Right? Okay. And I went down and took a picture there because I was a member of the Zap band for 25 years, right? So I went down and took a picture in front of it. And so that's what we're looking at right now. So I had to go get the photographer, drive down there, broke my axle on the way to take the picture, forgot to put lotion on my hand. My hat is crooked, you know what I'm saying? So there it is, you know what I mean? Oh man, this is my big brother right here. That's the legendary Bootsy Collins, a guy who, along with Roger Troutman, put me in the game. And that was at a video shoot we were doing a few years ago. We did a Christmas song. We made this video, I'd Rather Be With You This Christmas. So, and that was that we was at the video shoot with that. But that's my big brother. That's the guy who actually came and got me when I was 13 and a half, 14 years old, and took me to the studio and, spent time and started fellowshipping and breathing life into me. That's the guy, when I became a father, would send me books about parenting and call me up and say, man, if you ain't on the road this weekend, look, bro, we'll be looking for your church this Sunday. Yeah, that guy right there with the big white top hat on. Yeah, he go to church. Well, see that, the Lord, and he's a blessing to so many. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I switched to it because once you started talking about,
people wouldn't even think that, right? You wouldn't think that you go to church on Sunday morning and the drums don't show up and Bootsy get to sit behind the drums. Well, because yeah.
No, I was just going to say that's why I changed the background when you spoke about Roger, because that you segued to my next question beautifully, which was what did you learn working with Bootsy and Roger? What did you learn from those guys? And you started talking about just you was headed that way, talking about what Bootsy was about, going to church, being a father. But what did you learn from Roger and Bootsy?
Well, first of all, and let me say this, I always had to give props. Bootsy also is the guy who discovered Roger and put Roger in the game.
Wow, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. Bootsy took him to George Clinton, and George Clinton and Bootsy are were the architects of the first Zap album, and and they put him in the game, took him to the record company, got him signed, put him on in a major way. And then Roger took it and went to the eons with it. But what I learned from Bootsy, man, was so much I learned from him, man, because he was like the Jackson 5 was my first hero. It was like I love the Jackson 5. Right. But then as far as in the industry and the music business, that guy there, man, he taught me I had to be on time. He taught me to be early is to be on time, and to be on time is to be late. He taught me that no matter what the rest of the crowd is doing, you got to work twice. You got to work twice as hard, and to not ever fooled with no drugs. You know, just all super positive stuff, man. Because when I came up under his tutelage in the early 80s, he was coming out, you know, he'd already been to Bootzillaville and all that. And he was trying to get his mind and his business and everything back together, man. So we were able to spend a lot of one-on-one time, you know, take care of your health. You know, he's the kind of guy that, you know, I mean, like I say, he'll send you he'll give you a list of stuff to go to the health food store, man. You got to get some of this and got to get some of that, and just all positive stuff. And to this day, his son, Uwe Collins, which is like my little nephew. So Boosie, you know, mentored and raised me. Boosie and his brother Catfish, and then Uwe, I keep him. He helps me do all my video stuff. He's a video genius and all that. So it's just a family thing. And what I learned from Roger was probably twice as much or 3 times as much as I learned from Bootsy, because I probably spent 2 or 3 years apprenticing with Bootsy, and then once I got old enough, as Bootsy would probably say, Roger stole me out that scenario and took me on the road. And, you know, and from that, man, I learned from, you know, I had to start at the bottom up, man. I had to learn how to, Roger threw me the keys to his limousine. He kept telling me, man, you got to go get you a chauffeur's license. I was like, what is that? You got a driver's license? He said, well, you need a chauffeur's license. So, and that was baby before they had CDLs and all that stuff, man. So I had to go take the chauffeur's test, and I passed it. He said, as soon as you do that, let me see the paper. Man, I showed him that. He gave me the keys to this long stretch limousine. I ain't never drove nothing that long before in my life, brother. And he said, here, man, just don't wreck it. Just don't wreck it. And so, man, just coming up in that Zap world and under that whole life, man, and over there in the world of Zap and Roger, man, and Troutman Enterprise, brother, we do it. We're self-contained. So that means we roll into the gig at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the place is empty. And we come in and we set up speakers and we set up lights and microphones and mic stands and run cables. And then right when showtime come, we dip behind the speaker or go in the back of that truck that the equipment go in and put on a shiny outfit and go out there and sweat and sing and holler and scream and try to make people feel good. And when it's over with, we got to take that outfit off and go break all that stuff down and go to the next city.
Wow, I feel like I'm in trapped in the Zap family, because I had an opportunity to interview Shirley Murdoch twice, you know.
Okay.
And so
I just talked to her
Dale.
yesterday. Yeah. Oh, that's, well, you know. So me and Dale is the music director of the Zap band.
Correct. Yep.
And Shirley's my big sister. You can also find her on every big Robb record. She gonna find a way to get on that one, on some song of that album. She doing something. She's gonna be in the video. Like I say, that's big sis, man. You know, I forever love her, and you know, praise God, and I'm thankful for her and my brother Dale and all my brothers that I came up in, you know, in the Zap band, man. You know, I mean, it's a real. When you go through the tragedy that we all went through, well, not only just go through the day-to-day of working together, way before, you know, we had the tragedy, but man, it's a family, you know what I mean? It's a family. And so I love them. You know, my kids is they kids and they kids is our kids. It's all good, baby.
And that's what I love. I've been trying to, it's so funny, your big brother, Bootsy here, I've been trying to get a hold of, because when you were just explaining some of the things that Bootsy did for you and knowledge he was giving you, and that's what Interruptions is about. I'm not trying to interview the artist. I'm trying to interview the person that's behind the artist, right? Because the artist, I can listen to the music, go to a show, you know, I can get the artist, but who's the man behind? And I always felt like what you just said about what Bootsy has done for you. So I always knew there was more. It's just that we, of course, the fans, you know, we don't see that, you know. And I'm glad that you brought that out.
And let me say this, and regarding both of those groups, you know, I was blessed to be a member, like I said, of Zap band for 25 years. But also, I'm also the biggest Bootsy fan in the world. Like, just straight up, know every record. You know what I mean? I know every record from the local bands when they had the house guests and all that. And, you know what I mean? It's a little bitty boy in my neighborhood, and you see these guys with these feathers and all this stuff. You know, I'm a little bitty guy going to the store. Man, who is that? Oh, that's Bootsy and Phelps and them. Well, who is, you just, you know, like, I'm 5 years old, but like, who is this guy that's walking down the street with these leather outfits on? Because these guys were stars.
Right.
Bootsy was born a star. Bootsy been a star way before he ever had a hit record. You know what I'm saying? Roger, the same thing, man. So, you know what I mean? So I just thank God to having those guys and just the whole entourage of all those wonderful people, man. to look up to as a kid and grow up as a young man in this business. And you know what I mean? And special shouts out, like I say, to George Clinton, because he's the grand master of it all. You know, he's the imperial wizard of it all. You know what I'm saying? You know, because he yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, but great guys, man. Great. They are human beings. You know what I mean? They are human beings.
Yeah.
They do go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? They do, you know what I mean? They do cut grass, they do own lawnmowers, and you know, they are human beings, man.
I like the way you said that.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. We all are. We're not really aliens, you did. You know what I mean? But it's a beautiful thing, man. And I feel like the most blessed fat kid in the world, because I was able to come up and not just listen to the records, but actually see a lot of the stuff happen right before my eyes, and then grow to become a part of that history making machine as well. You know?
What do you get from a Bigg Robb show? What does a fan, what do they walk away with when they at a Bigg Robb show?
Hopefully some Bigg Robb popcorn and a t-shirt, and they stop by the CD table afterwards. No, what I'm trying to make people, so you gotta understand, you know, when it comes to the stage, every great entertainer that's ever come before me has had his impact. That could be Doris Day, that could be Sarah Vaughan, that could be Clyde McFadden. Last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm glad my wife didn't cuss me out. I was sitting there watching old videos of the Spinners, man.
Oh, not the Spinners. Yeah.
Because the lead singer of the Spinners, his name was Felipe Wynn.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Felipe Wynn is from my hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio. As a matter of fact, his niece was in one of my groups. And so, but he was a heck of a guy. I'm talking, you know, the guy who sung Sadie and Love Don't Love Nobody, right? And he was a heck of an entertainer. So I just try to funnel all things that's gonna make you feel good. And then, you know, to be a member of the Zap Band, what Roger always instilled in all of us and what he demanded from all of us is not to bore the fans. Don't bore the fans. So, you know, I mean, you got to go out there and make the people feel good, man. So, you know, it's gonna be shiny outfits, costumes, fun. It's an experience, man. It's not, you're just not coming just to hear a song. It's an experience where you could have had a bad report, this from the doctor, or your old lady might be getting on your nerves, or your second child is calling wanting to borrow $100 and they ain't paid you the last $1,500.
Right.
So you like, man, I'm going down here tonight to go hear Bigg Robb. Man, let me go down. So it's my job to transplant you from your current state, make you forget about all that. Cell phone ringing in your pocket, people spilling drinks on you, and you got your hands in there partying like that. You don't give a damn about nothing but having a good time. That's what the Bigg Robb show is supposed to be.
Gotcha. Do you think, and you touched on it a little bit, but do you think young men don't understand being, you know, what it is about being grown, as far as grown music? And where I'm going with that question is, when I look at this generation, I like I like Bruno Mars. Like, if you talking about somebody new, I like Bruno Mars, because you already know Bruno taking it back, right? But that's grown folk music. Do you think that a lot of these young guys don't understand that being grown, like listening to a couple of your music, as I was doing today on YouTube, the first thing you get when I'm hearing your stuff, right, is, let me grab my lady. Come on, let's dance. Let me grab my lady. Do you think a lot of young artists today don't understand that, hey, you want to put music out that make you go grab your lady, you know, and not dislike your lady?
Well, I think there's two things. I think that we have a lot of young creative minds. You know, we got young guys who through technology now can do things that the musicians and the generations that came before them, none of us could do. So you can go get an old Ozzy Brothers song, put it in the machine, speed it up, flip it up, chop it, do all kinds of stuff, and have those influences in there. You know, with a Bruno Mars, because Bruno Mars he's doing what he was called to do. Bruno Mars has been entertaining all his life since he was a little bitty boy. Go back and see the videos. His parents was entertaining. So I'm quite sure Bruno Mars, just like myself, knows the difference between a guitar cable and a speaker cable. And he knows the difference between a mic cable and how to set up amps and all, because he's been forced in it all his life. So, you know, and those influences come out. With our younger generation, I think that we do have a disconnect. And it's probably, the question is, are the older guys who came before, are we spending enough time trying to break bread with the younger brothers and show them how good it could be. Like we can learn technology from them, and maybe they can learn some other techniques from us. Because lots of times what's going on in our neighborhood, my new single is called Grown Man Shit. That's the name of the song, but we don't say the cuss word, but that's where it is. And just talking about just in general, when we go to the barbershop, me and you sitting in the barbershop, and we see the young brothers coming in, do we show them the same love that when me and you was coming down through the hood in 76 or 78 or 80 that the OG showed us? Or are we kind of in this situation where we like, man, I don't know if they're going to try to hurt us. We're going to try to hurt them. You got to be ready. Because they feel that negativity. And I think lots of times as an older generation, we kind of project negativity towards the young folks. Because when I sit down with the young brothers, what I found is that some of them are very salty and upset with the generation that came before them. Because we have not shared the realness. We have not, instead of giving them love, we gave them video games. Right? So with that, because there was a time, like I said, to all jokes aside, there was a time when we was coming up in the hood, you had a guy who might have been a wino, or you had an older elder in the community, male or female, who when the kids got off the school bus, they didn't have nothing to do. Maybe they was retired or whatever. They just kind of went down and maybe helped the kids get across the street.
Yeah.
But from that, or there was Miss Sally, who just kind of handed out peppermints in church or in the neighborhood, or somebody's grandmama, right? Yeah. And so now we kind of gotten away from some of that. It don't mean the kids don't need love. It's just that are we loving on them and nurturing them as much as we possibly can? I mean, you can't put people in a whole situation where they don't feel love and then ask them why y'all ain't acting like you love. You know what I mean?
Good point. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's the best response I got from that question that I've asked different people. That's the best, seriously, because a lot of time it's like, this is missing, that's missing, right? But the way you said it, you're right. It's like when you look at yourself and other people from our generation or before, they always had someone to school, always had someone who wasn't afraid of their young energy. Right, like you said, Boosie was like, "Hey, come here, let me holler at you." And then Roger was like, "Let me show you this, let me show you that." Whereas, we might have like, they crazy, well, they this, so they that.
Well, and let me say this, and we had them brothers in the hood who was, and I've heard many of my peers out here talk about it. Like I heard Teddy Riley talking about, and for those, Teddy Riley's a great producer, masterful musician, genius, right? I heard him talking about how he came up in the hood and there was guys who was out there and they might have been doing something they really wasn't supposed to be doing, right? And they saw him going in that direction. And the cats was like, no, man, here's some money, go get a keyboard. You ain't supposed to be out here doing this with us.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with me, like I say, with the Rogers and the Larry Troutmans and the Bootsies and the Catfish Collins and Frank Cash Waddy and all these guys, Tiger, just all these guys, I could name names forever that you probably read on the back of album covers, because I was wanting to hang out and be around. When they saw, they would correct me too.
Right.
They would correct me. And there's an art to doing that, because we got to deal now. Like I said, we dealing with a generation where a lot of young men and women ain't had no fathers, they ain't had no mothers. We dealing with a situation where grandmama is 40 years old, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just a lot of that, man. So we got to come, just show some more love to our people, man. Just so, instead of just sitting around talking so crazy about it, you look at a homeless person, and we can talk about something like this, but you look at a homeless person, say, oh man, he stink. He ain't this, he ain't that. Man, help the man go get a bath. Instead of talking about him, won't you reach down and try to help him? It's just amazing. And then what's amazing to me about this, Otis, is that we all have had to have somebody who did it for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's somebody at the factory or somebody at the place where you work at that had to give a good word. There's somebody who had to co-sign for you to get that first loan.
You're right. You are absolutely right. But then I wanted to tell you, Big Rob, hey, here interruptions, man, interruptions sometimes get interrupted. So I always like, when I ask a question, it's wherever you take it. I'm not here to, debate or say, oh, we got to move to the next question. It's like, nah, wherever you in that question, that pocket, stay there, and we'll roll with it, man. Because I like being authentic. Hey, I ain't got to worry about going to no commercial break.
Hey, man, absolutely, man. What other pictures you got over there, man? Because Boosie is nice looking, man, but I've been looking at him all my life, man.
No. I just had those two because I couldn't get the one. I couldn't find one with you and Roger together, and I just wanted to know about. But you said, like I said, you segued perfectly to it, so I just went on to change the background.
Oh no, it's all good, man.
So
tell me, it's all good.
I was gonna say, tell me about that. The last project, fantastic. Like I said, I heard the fantastic joint had me grooving earlier. Tell me about that project.
Thank you, man. Well, I think it's my 26th or 27th album I made in the last 2 decades. And so how I got into the soul blues music game was shortly after we lost Roger. I met a guy by the name of Mel Waiters. Everybody knows him for Got My Money, Got My Whiskey, and he had another big record called Hole in the Wall. Those are probably his 2 biggest ones, but a lot of other ones. But those 2, and I was able to sit down and fellowship with him, and he put his arm around me as a big brother, man, and brought me into the soul blues game in a major way. Him and the wonderful folks over at Malico Records. And I've been making soul blues records ever since then, man. And this is my latest project, fantastic. It's 17 songs on there. I did a reggae song with Bootsy's son, Uwe Collins. I went and got a guy, country and western artist by the name of Ryan Robb, and got a song I had him do with me called Country as Hell. Man, it's just a plethora of music. But you can just type in my name, Bigg, Big Robb. Go to iTunes, go to Amazon. I'm quite sure out of the last 27 albums, you'll find something that makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying?
You was rocking, baby. You was rocking. I was on YouTube. I was like, woo. And I like, because you mentioned it earlier. You was like, oh, this 808 right here. You let them know what it
was. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Well, like I said, I come up on that. I got that song in the Let's Party, and I started out as a DJ, so that's my secret weapon, and I still am a DJ. I still have my radio show amongst being an entertainer and all the other enterprises I'm involved in. And so with that, man, I remember them songs, man. Come on, man. Cotton Candy, Sweet and Low, Tootsie Roll, and all that, man. Egypt, all that.
I just had a thought when you said that. When you said it, I said, man, they need to remix that. They need to get Big Robb on that and blend that hip hop with what you doing. I was like, boy.
Yeah, what you saying? I just had some DJs over in Alabama who just took my song. It's called Let's Party on this new album.
Right.
And they done took it and mixed it up in the club, man. Y'all got to hear this thing because it's old school and it's new school at the same time. And that's just what it is, man. It's just, because that's what I found. I found that our generation, the blues, when people say the word blues, people automatically, you're going to think about B.B. King, Bobby Blue Bland.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's Marvin Seach, right?
Marvin Seach. But don't get me started.
Yeah. There's the Candy Licker.
I knew you were going.
There's Denise LaSalle. There's a lot. There's Lil Milton, man. And there's Betty Wright. Right. So there's all these great legendary artists, man, that we've been partying, living to, and they have a movement called the Southern Soul music thing, which I guess some people say my music classified. I've been making music all my life. I'm making music try to make people feel good. When you got some chicken and you pull it out the grease and you reach for that hot sauce bottle and you got a good glass of red Kool-Aid over there and you tell yourself, damn, the doctor told me stop eating this. I want Big Robb to be playing in the background. I'm making records for you.
Man, what I'm saying? Your music always remind me of, man, with my family, just because my family barbecue a lot. And just at that barbecue, and I because my sister was asking me who was I interviewing, I said Big Robb, and then I had another person ask me, so I sent them your stuff, and they was like, oh yeah. I said, I told you, when we get to the next family function, we got the pump Big Robb this right here, because I can see my uncles and like you take me to a place. Your music take me to a place when I was a little shorty, and watching the aunties, the uncle, mom and daddy dance. And, you know, before you really understood the music, you know how you sitting back like, man, there they go, that old folk music. But it takes me to a fun time. It takes me to a place when the family was together, and your music brings all of that.
Well, thank you, man. I got a song on one of my albums called Mama and Daddy Used To. And the song says, tonight we gonna party like Mama and Daddy used to. Like you're saying, if you wasn't a little shorty sitting over there growing up in the days of the 8 tracks and, you know, and 45 records, man, and watching daddy and them, you know, and they got that one uncle that come over that daddy don't really like, but it's his brother-in-law, you know, and you know what I mean? You got to do all that. And, you know, and then daddy got him a good fit for Hennessy, but he got to put that Scoresby out there because he ain't going to let everybody drink up his good stuff. You know, I mean, this is just all part of our experience, and maybe not have anything to do with alcohol. It could just be, it could be that Big Mama ain't eating nobody's potato salad because she's the one that make the potato salad in the family.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And just all the family traditions, man. You know what I mean? It could be that little recipe box that Big Mama and them had and Grandmama and them had that they passed on from generation to generation. We was talking the other day, me and my sister talking about in the Black family, man, we ain't coming up, if you coming from the poor side of town like I did, you know one of the most precious things we had in the family?
What's that?
Pictures. You want to see some?
Yeah.
You want to see some black folks
under the table?
Well, but I'm just saying, even now, you want to see some family drama go on. Let somebody go on to glory, and everybody want to know what happened to ain't such and such's pictures. Where a picture collection at, right? I was just talking to my sister about it the other day because another family member she won't let her get the pictures. She just let her take pictures of the picture with her cell phone. So I make the kind of music for them folks, man. Now I would love
my sister did me like that. I had to take pictures of the pictures.
Yeah, you gotta take pictures of the pictures, man. So you know, I would love to make records that they play every morning on every radio station in urban America and around the world, and hopefully we will get there. But I'm thankful, man, for the place that God has given me. And if I'm just a guy who makes music that turns out your barbecue, I'm just a guy that the whole family just gets together and sits around and play checkers or beard whistle spades, and my music is playing in the background, I consider that a great honor, because you know who else they do that for?
Who's that?
Frankie Beverly.
Yeah.
The OJs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The Gap Band, Charlie Wilson, the Whispers. Yes, sir. The Dramatics. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel, man, just to be in that, when folks get together, if they want to listen to some Big Robb, man, and you could have put on Al Green's greatest hits, man, I feel honored, brother.
You're in there, man, because like I said, because what you're getting from you is love. It's bringing everybody together. Like you said, you got, especially you forgot to say too, you got that one uncle that come over, think he's still 20 something. He trying to show everybody the dance. Oh, you don't remember that? And then you got the hype man on naming all the dances for him to do. You know.
Yes, sir. Come on. Funky chicken. All right, do the worm. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, I bet you don't remember the hustle. Yeah. Man. When I made my video, on this new album, I got a song called "Toot It Up," and my vision was to bring, get something that feel like old Motown record, right? But then kind of get the modern day Magic City booty shaking girls. But I made sure that they was dressed up; they wasn't completely naked.
Right.
But so they was up there doing, and the video director said, "Man, this is great. I always wanted to do a video where somebody was doing what is that dance? I forgot but that's the dance, like what they used to do back in the 60s, right?" And I was like, oh man. And so they in the video doing all these old school dances and stuff, but that's what we call it. We call it grown folks music, man, feel good music, just trying to make people feel good, forget about your troubles, put on some Big Robb, man. And and you'll find some inspirational stuff in that too, because I'm a real dude. So like I got a song called Please Don't Judge Me. Which is, just says, man, I may not be all that I want to be, but thanks to God, I'm better than what I used to be.
Yeah, we all evolving. We all evolving. Nobody is, and like you, and I like what you said, though I'm not what I used to be. I try to tell the younger generation, I say, hey, look, it's God that's changing you. You can't stay like I found out, because I used to think, you know how they Rob, we get married and all this stuff, and you'd be like, why are you trying to change me? I was like this when you met me and all this. And no, you needed to be who you were when she met you. Now, after that, you got to evolve and go forward because your kids or your grandkids don't need you to be the guy who she met. They need you to be somebody else. And so we all evolve. So what's go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, what's next?
No. I mean, no. Evolution should be a part of life. And I was talking to a good friend of mine today, man, and we were talking about some different things. And then yesterday, I was just saying that in our community, just even like health wise, if we all started out, like I say, I come from over there, man, where mama got too much rent, not enough money. So we over there, man. So we nobody getting that bologna meat and getting it sliced with that little red circle around it and putting in there and getting the ends of them bread. And everybody act like they don't eat the ends of the bread, so that's only 2 pieces of bread left in the bag, right? So them ends be good. So with that being said, but as we change, the one thing that we got to go to war with in our community, man, is just talking about the evolution a little bit more. Black men, we got to go and we got to go get that prostate checked.
Yep.
We got to stay up on our health a lot more because there's a lot of serious issues that's just taking us out, bro, that don't even have to take us out because we are acting like we don't want to evolve. So let's go and evolve. You know what I mean?
That's real talk. That's real talk. I've been trying to get that message out as well. It's like a little uncomfort, just a little uncomfort could save your life versus, I had to do a colonoscopy and I was like, that little uncomfort drinking that solution is nothing versus never getting it done. And then like an old preacher used to tell me, now you sitting up in heaven talking about God, well, you could have healed me. You could have did. God looking at you like, well, if you would have went to the doctor, I could have healed you earlier. But since you didn't want to go to the doctor.
Look here, man. Drinking that solution and having to sit by the toilet seat for 4-5 hours is no worse than going to White Castles after you've been drinking Hennessy all night. It's the same concept.
Oh, you really went old school then.
and I was raised on White Castles, but they'll run you back and forth or get you some good brands here. That's number one. But as I tell brothers, because I had a brother tell me, man, I ain't letting nobody. I ain't getting ready, I was like, well, first of all, man, it ain't got nothing to do with your sexuality. You know what I mean? And if the man can go in there with that rubber glove on and press around for 3 seconds and change your sexuality, then oh my goodness, man, man, you tripping. I said, but just tell me this one thing, man. I said, what do you think the funeral home man got to do to you to get you looking good and smelling good in that box? He was like, huh? I was like, yeah, man, if you go see what that whole process is, bro, you find out it ain't nothing, but the most important thing is you got grandkids coming and great grandkids coming and all that. And you don't want to be here just to be to sit down and have an ice cream cone with one of them because you wasn't man enough to go let the doctor give you a medical exam to maybe determine that you had an issue going on earlier. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like I said, I get both sides of it. We supposed to be men's men. And say, if you're man enough, then don't be so damn selfish. Go get yourself checked out. Do the best you can to look out for your health because somebody loves you out here. And you'll be going on to glory, but they still got to pick up the pieces.
I hope you'll be going on to glory.
Now we over there at the barbecue at the family reunion, but we can't really enjoy it this year because we thinking about Cousin Willie.
Yeah.
All because Cousin Willie wouldn't go over there. And that colonoscopy, I had one. And the craziest thing about the colonoscopy was, since I'm a big guy, the doctor said, okay, we're going to put you to sleep now. He said, but before we give you the medicine to put you to sleep, he said, because you're such a big boy, I'm going to put you in a position because once you go out, I don't want to be trying to roll you over.
Okay. I got mad, Big Rob. I got mad at the doctor when I woke up. He said, well, Mr. Smith, what's wrong? I said, hold on, bro. You said you was going to put me to sleep before you did that. I felt you doing that before I was asleep. Next time, bro, wait till I'm all the way out. You jumped the gun on that. I felt that you jumped the gun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
hey, man, we got to, that's what I'm saying. I think just in our community, if we more guys talk about it a little bit more, you know what I mean? And just talk about like, hey man, I went over there, man. It ain't gonna never be uncomfortable to drop your pants and have a man
right
with that play. That is never gonna be a comfortable situation, right? But I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, man. And since I'm doing the interview and I'm a silly guy, they need to put me on TV so I can make $1 million, take care of my family.
Go ahead, man.
Have you ever had the prostate finger exam check?
Yeah.
Brother, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know the most heartbreaking, spiritually changing thing that happened to me doing that?
What's that?
It was not that the man actually put the rubber glove on and put his finger in. It was that when he puts all that KY jelly on there, no matter how tight I thought I was gonna hold it, I didn't think he'd be able to get access that quick, bro. So I'm trying to make it kind of jovial, but man, by the time they put that plastic glove on, and and he put that half a gallon of KY jelly on the end of his hand, man, you ain't gonna feel what you think you're gonna feel. Nah. You know what I mean? I know what you think you're gonna feel, but it's not. It's effortless, and no matter what, even if you did feel some pain, some discomfort. I've had a brother who's a prostate cancer survivor. I have a cousin of mine who's going through it right now. I have a good friend of mine. Matter of fact, I just had another friend of mine yesterday who just said he was having that issue. Man, it couldn't be worse than getting strapped up and having to have them put that chemo in your arm every day.
Yeah.
That's a whole different level. I got a guy who works for me, he's a good friend of mine, who has to go take dialysis 3 times a week. You know what I mean?
That's important, man. That's important. That's important.
Yeah, man. We got to get a better grip on our health, bro, and just know that there's other folks out here doing it. I think the one thing is that Barack Obama ain't talking about it, but he had to tell a whole bunch. Steve Harvey, he might not be talking about it. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's black men out here that's coming before you that's going getting all this stuff done. They just ain't talking about it because it ain't cool to get it done. It ain't that deep.
Well, Rob, I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of women. I got my wife, I got 2 daughters, you know what I'm saying? So I can't, you already know when you're around a whole bunch of, I can't, because they go to the doctor all the time. So you can't,
yes, sir.
You can't talk to them about discomfort,
Yeah, hey, man, yeah, man, and they've had to bear children, man, and they have to put up with us.
Yeah.
So it's a whole lot of stress, but I mean, we can't stress that enough, man. And that's one thing I'd like to say on my platform, man, is just that I'm not perfect with it, but I can tell you this, that, just trying to stay up on your health, man, a little bit more. And it's a day-to-day thing. I mean, I grew up eating them sweet jelly rolls and Dolly Madison apple pies and drinking that red Kool-Aid and just like everybody else in the hood, and love it and still love it. You know what I'm saying?
That red Kool-Aid, boy. Listen.
Oh man, you ain't had nothing if you ain't took the lemonade, pack of Kool-Aid, not the real Kool-Aid, not the knockoff kind.
No,
when you put it in water, it clump up on you.
The real. Because my daughter they'll say they get ready to make, Daddy, what you want? Red.
Oh my goodness, man. You know what I mean? And my favorite is red, orange, and grape.
I knew you was gonna say grape.
But you gotta mix the lemonade in with them. See, when you that part right there, when you mix that lemonade with them, but imagine that, man. Imagine coming home and how we ran mom and them back and forth to the store growing up, getting them 5-pound bags of sugar and all that stuff, man. So we have to we just have to do better, man. And it's okay. Right. That's my new single's called Grown Man. We try and do better, man. So let's just keep spreading the word.
So what's next for you? What's next?
Man, well, we're getting ready to start back on the road. It's 2022, praise God. So we on our way to Charleston, West Virginia, man. We're on our way to Dothan, Alabama, man. We're on our way to Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. Oh my goodness, Montgomery, Alabama. The Big Robb show is getting ready to strike up like never before. COVID willing, dealing with this COVID thing. Sure. It's been like I said, been a heartbreaking and upside down for us all. But man, getting ready to get back out there on that stage, brother.
Let me know when you hit the ATL. Let me know when you hit the ATL.
Man, I can't wait to get down there. There's a guy down there by the name of Mr. Eddie Rush. If anybody knows Mr. Rush, I've been trying to get Mr. Rush to book me on some shows. I said, sir, please. I said, I think I sold enough records. I think I got enough fans. I got millions of views on YouTube, and people like what I do. But yeah, man, any promoters out there that are looking to bring the Big Robb show, come on, hit me up, get the number off the hotline, and let's make a deal, man. Let's put it together. But I was gonna tell you, I have a new artist. Her name is Margot Thunder, man. And She's a phenomenal vocalist. She's been around for many years. She has a new single out called "What Do You Do?" It's another song called "Paper Plastic" I've done on her. She's fantastic, gentleman by the name of Bird Williams, and I spent a lot of time recording, man. Between Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Cincinnati, you know, my hometown, just all around. But yeah, you know, making records, man, doing shows, making more music videos, man, and just really trying to let people know about the Bigg Robb movement. So guys, if you hear something that sounds good to you, you know, holler at us, man, and please share and share and share and share and share, because my wife needs some new slippers, and I cannot shoplift because I'm a good guy. So I got to be able to buy.
Well, I thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, Otis, I got a question for you.
Yeah, no problem.
Are we out of time yet?
No, we ain't out of time.
Oh, then we can keep going for a while. Otis, I got a question.
What's going on,
What's
man?
the craziest thing your wife ever sent you to the store to buy?
I won't say it was crazy to buy. The craziest thing I don't like to do that my mother used to do and my wife does sometimes. It's the holidays. It don't matter. You can pick Thanksgiving or Christmas. Don't matter. I'm thinking I'm about to chill and be ready for the next day, and you send me in the grocery store to get one thing, and it's a long line. Everybody else got buggies full of stuff. I'm going in to get one thing.
Hey, look here. It was 3 weeks before Christmas this year, and I was in there buying. I was buying it. Okay, let me make sure. No, I was before Thanksgiving. Let me make sure she got sage. Now, do I get regular sage or Robb sage? Okay, we're gonna need clothes, right? I know folks out there thought we was gonna start talking about feminine products and all that. That's easy, right? Because you know we got daughters. That's nothing.
Yeah.
But man, you know, I mean, having to make that late night trip to go get a jar of rubbed sage or regular sage, or you know what I mean, and learning the difference. But well, I like to cook, so I pride myself on being a pretty good chef. Okay. But man, knowing the difference between the imitation vanilla and the real vanilla, and then the Madagascar vanilla. Oh my goodness, man! Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, see the funny part is this: It's rare I go to the grocery store by myself, because for some reason my wife, she probably gonna get mad when she see this, but for some reason she think we need to go together all the time. I'm like, nah, you go. See, my wife know how to save money, which means we're not gonna shop at the same store. We're gonna go over here and get this sale. We're gonna go over here and get that sale. And I'm sitting here like, look, I'm tired of wearing this mask on my face. Come on, I need to get in and get out. I need to get
So, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, so it's a trip though. It's a trip though.
Yeah, man. But it's amazing, man. But you know, enjoy it and being able to spend time with your family. That's a gift. You know, it's a gift, man. And you know, we just but that. Yeah, I've had that experience too, man. That going shopping, man, and this man with this daggone Amazon truck, brother. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, man.
Those are my daughters. Those are my daughters. Now it was funny because both of my daughters are grown. And I can, like right now, like I could be in here doing the interview with you and finish the interview, walk out the room, and they be like, here you go. And you be like, what's that? Oh, we ordered food. I'm like, you ordered food? When did you order food? Like, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning and Chick-fil-A showing up at the door. I'm like, what did you they, this new generation, man, they do some stuff.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, some of this technology, a lot of it is better. Because, man, when we come up, man, look like all the store. First of all, I remember Mom and them, you got to go to the store Saturday and everything closed at 6 or 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah,
and you better get everything. And nothing's going to be open on Sunday. So there's no such thing as, oh, I'm out of cornmeal. Now you got to go to Miss Betty's house and see if she got some extra cornmeal, right? So, and this whole thing. And then when we got Domino's, I want to say Domino's is about the first folks that we ever had that, like, you could actually call them and they bring you some food, right?
It's funny that you say that, because that's how we used to get to know our neighbors. Remember, a lot of times you didn't go back. If mama only need 2-3 eggs, you ain't go back to the stuff. Hey, go next door, go across the street, ask so-and-so, or a cup of sugar or whatever, and vice versa. Hey, look, I need 3 slices of bread. Go across the street, ask for. We don't do that now. Don't nobody know their neighbors. They just see them, wave at them, and everybody keep going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Or don't go over that one neighbor's house, because I was in there and she don't keep her house clean. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? I'm proud to say I grew up in the hood. I'm from the hood. I'm not ashamed of it. And you know what I mean? Hey man, there it is. Or you stay over one of your homeboys' house and you find out that they got roaches. You know what I mean? It's like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? Like, this is different, right? This is different. You get up and go pee at 2:00, and people say, "Man, what is Big Robb? Is he a comedian?"
And you cut that light off. And you cut that light off.
Oh my goodness, man!
Oh no! Hold on. I go you one better. When you say you was in your teenage years or your early 20s, you've been drinking. You know, you done went to sleep. You know, you came from the club or a party, right? You wake up. You thirsty. You know when you're thirsty, you don't want no more water. You know you don't want no more water. You go in the kitchen and you hit that light off. Them roaches.
Man, you know what I mean? It's like this ain't normal, right? Like, it's like, and like I said, if you grew up in the projects like I did, you fight to get them out your house, but they in other people's house. So they just, no matter what, they just hopping and going from one, I mean, this is all stuff. And people say, well, man, what is y'all tripping, right? But no, we ain't tripping. People just tune in and know what we're talking about. This is just real. And we have to sometimes survey how far God has brought us from.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about being better. Like, we know how to deal with them too. You get the boric acid and get you some Raid, and you know what I mean? And you got to clean that kitchen, you got to clean up. But just, how far God has brought us from, man. But yeah, that's part, and that's what I noticed when Roger gave me the opportunity to first go on the road, man. What I noticed is first time I ever left, our hometown, man, and start going and traveling around. I noticed, man, the experiences that we had in Ohio was the same experiences they was having in Compton, same experiences they was having in Vallejo, the same experiences they was having in Stone Mountain. You know what I mean? It's all relative. Like, it's relative. It's not like that, y'all drinking some kind of different Kool-Aid that we ain't drinking, or vice versa. And it's just amazing.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that, because I remember Tupac saying the same thing, that once the different places he lived, he said, man, the hood is the same everywhere you go. Like, you thinking your hood is tougher, and you get somewhere else. I mean, you go in the country, the hood is rough there too. Like, there's no place where the hood is easy. Like, the hood is just gonna be the hood.
People, it's gonna be the hood, and not ashamed of it, because there's some things that you learn walking to school. There's some stuff that you learn between kindergarten and first grade. Yeah. Like, if you don't keep up with your lunch pail and your mama can cook pretty good, they coming to get your sandwich with that Miracle Whip on it and that real Kraft cheese on there. They coming to get your chips, dude. So you got to learn, you know what I mean? But that's all good. You know what I mean? All that's good. You also learn that, you know what I mean, if you go to the party with somebody, you come back home with the same person. Yep. You also learn that if you're at the party, you put your drink down and you don't watch it, you don't go back to it.
Don't drink that.
And so, yeah, I mean,
survival skills.
I was just watching, they got this documentary going to come on about Janet Jackson. Yeah. And somebody said, oh man, she was being, taken advantage of it was something crazy. I was like, well, wait a minute, man, hold on. Janet Jackson grew up in a household and she's the baby of the family. She got 8 brothers and sisters that's older than her. If she was sitting there eating a bag of chips and you think Jermaine wasn't going to come by and snatch that bag of chips out of her hand and say, give me some of them, y'all tripping, right? So I understand y'all call that bullying now. In my neighborhood, we call it love. And then she learned at an early age, I'm quite sure, to snatch that bag back and say, get up off my stuff. You know what I mean? So we learn, and those are all indelible lessons, because I will tell you this, man, there's a secret about life that I found out, brother.
Okay.
Everybody that you meet on the playground, even as older adults now, we meet them. So you met the crybaby when you was little. Yep. You met the bully when you was little. Yep. You met the thief when you was little. You met the good guy that didn't want to take care, didn't want to speak up for himself. Yep. You met all them same personalities, right? Yep. You meet all those in life. We meet all those. We all met on the playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met the guy that thought he was sexy and too cute, and he was all that. Now he completely bald and his hair won't grow no more. Fat and chubby guys like me and you. The cute girls walk past us. Now they, back then you didn't want to be on us. Now it's like, yeah, it's cuddling season. Now you need a big guy. No?
Big guys work. Big guys work. Big guys work.
I got a song. I got a song on one of them albums called "Come Get You Some Big Man Love."
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. I tell you what,
ladies, come get you some.
I missed the candy lady too.
Oh my God. Hey man, the candy lady, you know, man, the candy
You ain't
lady,
had to go
the
to the
ice cream,
store. You ain't had to go to
the,
the
the,
store.
the ice cream truck, you know what I mean? All that. All that, man, all that. And like I said, it's all part of our experience. I just think, man, we probably, and the craziest thing that I see is that in other neighborhoods, you know, of course, you know, we deal with a lot of issues in our neighborhoods. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
So you know, I mean, but in other neighborhoods, man, where they don't have some of those same issues, yet the candy truckers, they still got a candy lady over there, and they still got ice cream trucks. You know, and maybe we need to just bring some of that stuff back, man. Like I say, you know, between church, the barbershop, and the hole in the wall, man, you can get a lot of knowledge and you can get a lot of love in between all those places. You know what I mean? Just, you know, young and old, man. We just got to fellowship a little bit more. That's what I think, man. I would love to take some of this soul blues music I'm working with some of these superstar rappers, man, and show them kind of what I do in the studio, and then let them see, and I see what they do, and like we kind of come up with, you know, just some positive marriage, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
because the rappers, I will put this out there for the rappers, you know, no matter how big and how much money you balling and getting, y'all need to go check your boys, Snoop Dogg, LL Cool J, and Will Smith. They was the baddest cats that ever grabbed the mic during their time period. Now they on TV selling products and, you know, being spokespeople for car companies and making movies. They evolved. You did?
Yeah.
They evolved. Yes, sir.
Well, I thank you for the knowledge sharing with us, man, and coming on the show and blessing us with your presence, man. And I would love to have you back on the show at another time, man.
Yes, sir.
But I'm going to pair you up with someone as well, because that's what I do. When I bring people back, I pair them up with someone else, maybe in the same industry, different industry or whatever, chop it up, get different views and things of that nature. So, man, we appreciate you.
That could be fun, man. I just need to know what's the biggest recipe that goes down over there in y'all's house over there. What can you cook good over there, Otis?
I get on the grill with them ribs. I'm the rib dude. That's what we have for Christmas, because that's what my daughters want. So I had to get on.
And, so what'd you get? Did you get one of them kettles? Did you get an egg? What kind of grill did you get?
I just got a regular. I had the grill that they had the propane one side and then the charcoal one side. I only used the charcoal. And so I got a smoker I haven't used yet. And then the wife promised she's gonna work on trying to get me the pellet grill. So like, remember I told my family especially on my father's side and even on my mother's side, like we grill. That's just what man, my uncle Mike, who passed recently this year, man, he got the biggest grill I ever seen. You gotta pull it with a truck. You got it. Wow. It's in his front, in my aunt's front yard. Like this thing is huge. Dog, this thing is huge. And so watching him barbecue made me want to learn how to barbecue. So, because what I said, man, I can't keep going over Uncle Mike and Aunt Mamie house every time. And so I just fooled around, got on YouTube, looked at barbecue pit masters when that used to come on, learn what degrees to cook stuff, and then I just started, trial and error until I perfect. And then my aunt shared something with me because I said, well, Auntie, I know, the people like my ribs and stuff, but I don't season it. My wife seasoned it. She said, baby, don't feel bad. She said, I season all Mike's food. Mike just cooked it. I seasoned. So I said, oh, okay, well, I'm following Uncle's footsteps then. Okay, cool then.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Well, no, man, and it's a great way to fellowship, I mean, and there's an art to that. I find myself watching those guys on Pit Masters and all that stuff, man, because like I said, I do like to get in the kitchen. It's pretty relaxing for me, and I like doing it. I mean, I like doing it, and my children throughout the years, I got to experiment on them. So when I go towards the grill now, if I call my kids, say, hey, man, they ask me now why I don't still burn the chicken like I did while they was growing up. I said, well, I got better. I understand. I used to think you just set the fire and throw the meat on there. Now I understand. You got a cool side and you got a hot side.
I did. I same thing.
Yeah, and it's some real grill masters out to be like, oh man, you didn't know that? It's like, no, dude, I just thought you put the meat on. No, I was more interested in taking the meat off and eating it than I was cooking.
Hey, what they say, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, man. So that might be a thing, man. You know what I mean? Maybe you can find some young brothers and sisters around there. If you can just find one of them that your niece or nephew or somebody you can kind of impart that gift to at an earlier age, then we still evolving. You know what I'm saying?
We still evolving, man. So I appreciate you coming on the show, man. We love you, man.
The new album is called Fantastic. Y'all go get it. We talk about everything but music. It's all good. Go get you some Bigg Robb. Bigg Robb. There's only one, baby. The best looking fat man in show business. That's me.